What was your cringiest sexual experience? I fell asleep masturbating. My brother walked in, laughed at the sight of me holding my dick with porn still playing. My parents came to see what he was laughing at, they laughed too. My brother woke me up by throwing a shoe at me and I was so embarrassed that I immediately got dressed and left the house for a few hours. My dad told my grandparents and promised to tell everyone at my wedding. My boyfriend at the time pulled out and came, shooting past me over the edge of the bed about 3 feet, directly onto the face of my mom in the picture I had on my mini fridge. My friend told me the key factor to make a woman feel good is being funny. So I came home with a girl in the middle of the night. On the way to my bedroom I told her, "You're going to walk funny tomorrow." She's giggling and asks me the obvious why? "Are you so big?" After which I locked the door and said the sarcastic, "No, I'm going to cut off your legs." She started crying, kind of ruined the moment. I dated a 25-year-old virgin who set up an elaborate dinner with friends to gain their approval of me before she would attempt to have sex. I was invited to dinner with her friends but didn't know that it was a setup, she later told me when we were more comfortable. I arrive at her house to have dinner and see her and her friends on the floor in candlelight. While we are eating, I notice my ex making hard eye contact with each friend. After they would do that, the friend would leave. After all friends left, it was clear she wanted to lose her virginity. She approached me aggressively, made out with me for 30 minutes, then takes off her shirt and bra. She gets on her knees topless and uncomfortable and crawls between my legs as I sit on her couch. She goes to unbutton my jeans, but stops and immediately starts hysterically crying. She spent the rest of the night venting and I spent it consoling her. I felt really bad for her but was also a bit creeped out by the charade. I was at a party with my then ex-girlfriend F in high school. Both of us are pretty drunk and she wants to have sex, so we go to the upstairs bathroom, lock the door, and turn off the lights. I lie on the floor, no condom, and she proceeds to ride me. I have narcolepsy, so I tend to fall asleep at inappropriate times. This being one of those times. I fell asleep for who knows how long. I wake up to the sudden urge to come, I yell "Get off," push her off me, she hits her head on the counter, and I come all over myself. Sad moment. Once while my boyfriend was eating me out, I felt things get suddenly much more wet downstairs. I sit up a little, he pulls away to see what's wrong, and blood is gushing from his nostrils. He looks down at my now gore-covered cooch and flips his shit thinking he broke me or something, asking if I'm okay and if he accidentally bit me. I calm him down and tell him he has a nosebleed and we go get cleaned up. He was just dehydrated. Spent the rest of the night cuddling and sipping water and we laugh about it today. Aw, this is a wholesome cringe. Got a handjob in a movie theater when I was in the 10th grade. It lasted over 2 hours and I had a bloody dick by the end of it. The only movie that is that long and that romantic is Titanic. Thor, Ragged Cock. Was 16, with the guy I lost my virginity to. I think it was maybe our second time having sex. We were having trouble finding a rhythm as we were in the back seat of his car, and after a few minutes of fumbling around we finally got the hang of it, and as though I had no control over it I looked him in his eyes and said, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?" We ended up laughing it off but I was mortified. Still, don't know why I did that. Same guy a few weeks later called me mommy while we were starting to get frisky, and I was so turned off and uncomfortable we had to stop. Saw him on Tinder recently and his bio says #sucktoeserdieting, so it's great to see he's doing well. Back in college, this girl came over to my dorm to Netflix and chill. It was going well and we had plenty of snacks to eat. After a while, things start to get a little frisky and I slide down to eat her out. She's having a good time, I'm having a good time, everything's going great. But then out of my stupid fucking mouth come the words, "You taste like potato chips." We're both just stunned for a second at how I could say something so stupid. She buries her face in her hands and goes, "Oh my god, that is such a turnoff." She's about to get off me, so the only thing I can think to do is to shove my tongue back in her. Surprisingly it worked, but for the rest of the night, I knew that's all either of us were really thinking about. This is how I learned to keep my mouth shut during sex. Agreed to have sex in the shower with a random hookup. She comes over, doesn't want to have a shower. I proceed to shower with her in the bathroom the whole time. Context: I drink a lot of coffee, so sometimes I get a serious case of palpitation and get gag reflexes, especially when I'm full. So yeah, me and my girlfriend just finished eating and I ate a lot. So while doing the deed, I started feeling a little nauseous. I finished and managed to get to the side of the bed before vomiting. She felt really bad because she thought it was because I thought the sex was disgusting. She even asked if she smelled bad down there. I tried to tell her it wasn't her fault and it was only because I was so full. She didn't believe me. Haven't had sex since and it has been 2 weeks. First time I signed up on OKC, I immediately got messaged by this chick who said, "Hi, my name is Sarah, and I smell horrible." I didn't believe her, but she really smelled bad. She gave me a blowjob in my dad's basement and I never saw her again. The night I lost my virginity, we went at it missionary for 45 minutes, I had to be home for curfew, he didn't finish, and cried while walking me to my car. Now, he's out and proud. Went home with a Tinder date, kissed and got naked, and threw up in her bed before we could have sex. This thread just keeps getting worse. Met a Tinder date at her place. Surprise, she has 2 young children of which I was unaware. Extremely weird for me, but it's just a dinner thing, not a hookup. I thought. This woman is being aggressively sexual while shooing her kids away every 5 minutes. Atmosphere makes it clear she wants me to stay the night. So she goes to put her kids to sleep. So far it's been uncomfortable but not a deal breaker. Then one of her kids calls me daddy. I'm in my early 20s. I freaked the fuck out, made an excuse, and left. Had a girlfriend that wanted to do anal. She was pretty adamant, so we tried for a bit. Lubed up real good and did a lot of butt play. When we finally got around to the deed, her butt tore a little and she was bleeding on me. I called it but she wanted to keep going. I had to tap out cause blood isn't sexy to me. She thought I was being rude. I couldn't win. Right in the middle of fucking my then girlfriend, I think it's the perfect time to say, "So I hear you suck a lot of dick." In response to someone telling me she used to fuck some random guy I met at a recent party. While I was fucking her. What in holy crow was I doing? Why would I say that? Needless to say, it ruined the entire night at that exact moment. I once had sex with this guy and it was taking forever. Usually, not a problem, except it was super boring. After like 45 minutes of straight missionary, I was like, "Are you at least close?" He replied, "I'm not some high school chump." We both left unsatisfied. Left iTunes on shuffle. Weird Al played. It just didn't work out. That's all for today's video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe and let us know what you want to see next. If you have time, we highly recommend to go and check out this thread in the link below, one of the greatest threads on Reddit by far. Also, check us out on Twitter at Reddit Historian. Thanks for watching. Until next time.